Hi guys, thanks for joining me. Today on Cakes Glorious Bakes, I'm going to show you how to make silky, smooth, delicious buttercream. So let's get going guys. My hands are washed and I'm ready to go. So we have our mixer. In my bowl here I've got some softened and salted butter and I've got 1.5 cups. So this is going to go into my mixer and it's going to go on for about 8 minutes just to make it nice and soft and smooth before we start adding our icing sugar. It's slow to begin with, and we gradually build up the speed, and then we leave this go for about 7 to 8 minutes. This will get a silky smooth butter even before we start adding our icing sugar. This has been going now for 7 minutes. I'm just going to check to see if it needs a little bit longer. Oh no, that's looking nice. Nice and smooth. We can start adding our icing sugar. Okay, so if you've got one of these on the side of your mixer, you can use this for your icing sugar. But if you're going to sift your sugar, it's best to do it straight into the bowl because it's less mess. So, take off my attachment, put that there. And then I'm going to bring our icing sugar a little bit nearer. Put your sieve over your bowl. We're just going to do this slowly and add little bits at a time. And we're using the sieve because we want to get lots of air into the mixture. And then, as you can see, there's lumps in here, so that would have been in my mixture if I didn't sieve. So, pop this aside for a sec, pop this back on, and give this a little mix. Just slowly, because the icing sugar can tend to poof everywhere. That's why these are good to use on your mixer. So a little bit is mixed in now. Now we're going to do some more. You don't have to keep taking your attachment off. You can sieve into a bowl first and then put your sieved icing sugar in, but I'm showing you how to do it, that's all. So, see how it goes everywhere? It's so fine. It could poof up everywhere. So, little shake again. attachment back on and mix. So let's give it a check now and see how it's doing. Okay. So I've added the remainder of my icing sugar, 6 cups in total. I'm just going to see now how the consistency of this is, what kind of texture we have. Okay, so if I pick it up on my spatula, which I'll show you. Nice, creamy, silky buttercream. Time to add our flavouring, and I'm doing vanilla. So 1 to 2 teaspoons, I'm putting 2 teaspoons in because there's quite a lot of mixture in here. So 1 teaspoon straight in, 2nd teaspoon straight in. Give that a little mix. And we're also going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk straight in. Like so. So let's pop this back on, give another little mix, get that vanilla mixed in. So as you can see here, these are my lumps left in the sieve. So by using a sieve, we should have a nice airy, light mixture. Let's have a look. There we go, that's what we're looking for. So, your finished consistency of cream should be drop-in consistency, smooth, airy, light, no lumps. Well done, guys. You have made your vanilla buttercream. Remember, you can add whatever flavours you want. You can actually put vanilla bean in here, which I use as well. You can add any flavours you want to this. I would say add a little bit of extract at the time because you don't want to overpower it. You can always add more if you want more flavour, but then you can't take it away if you put too much in. So here we go, guys. That's how you do a nice silky smooth buttercream. This is how we slice the cakes evenly. Let's begin with, you will need one of these little gadgets. They're very good. You can use a knife as well, but these are really good. You can get these online, and what we're going to do is find out halfway up our cake. So we need to take it a little bit more. On here you have numbers where you can alter the size. So I'm going to take it to number 2. Which is exactly halfway. Place your hand on the top And just gently, very gently, all the way through. There's your 2 pieces of sponge. Very, very simple. Easy to do. Second cake. Find the halfway point, which is there. Slice, 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 all the way through. Nice fresh cakes to do this. Obviously you're not going to be able to do it with a frozen cake. So there we have our sliced, even cakes. I'll pick them up to show you. I'll bring them closer. Nice, fresh, soft, even sliced cake. Ready for stacking, filling, and deliciousness. So I'm going to show you how to fill your cakes. I've got some vanilla buttercream and strawberry jam. So you take a piece of your sliced cake, place it down on the board. Now I'm using a full jar of strawberry jam. So I've got 454 grams here of strawberry jam, because I like to be generous with my filling. So for this cake is going to be staying on the board. So I'm just going to secure the cake to the board with a little bit of buttercream. Which will stop the cakes sliding around. So a little bit of buttercream just onto the middle of the board there. Spread it out. Pop our first piece of sponge down. I'm going to go in with some nice strawberry jam. Now, what I'm using here is a turntable, a Lazy Susan, whatever you want to call it. It's a rotating table. It makes things much easier when you're filling cakes and when you're decorating cakes. If you're trying to turn a cake without a turntable, it can be a little bit tricky. So, a little bit more jam there. And it's as easy as that. So our second layer, we are going for raspberry jam. Sorry, no, not raspberry jam. We're going for vanilla buttercream. We get some vanilla buttercream, pop it on the centre, and then we start spreading and turning our board to spread it out nicely, nice and even. Once you know how to do this, you can do it quicker. I'm just showing you how to do it. So, next, third piece of sponge. So next we've got strawberry jam. You can put jam and cream together if you want, but I like to alternate because it just looks nicer when you're cutting the cake. And it's nice not for it to all mix in together, I guess. Next piece. So next we have vanilla. I'm going to show you how to secure this cake as well, with some cake dowels. Next piece of sponge. If you scrape as much off as you can use the same palette knife for your jam. more on there. And we'll have a little bit more. Like that. Then our last piece goes onto the top. Now to finish the top of your cake, try and choose the flat side of the cake because it's easier for decorating. Just makes things a little bit easier. Okay, so your cake may slide a little bit as you've got your fillings in, but that's fine because we're going to now secure with our cake dowels. So I've had a little wipe down, got myself a nice sharp knife, some nice cake dowels. I'm going to show you how to measure and cut. So we place our dowel to the side of our cake, just put our finger where the top of the cake is, took our knife and score, and then just snap and pop your first piece into the centre. We're going to measure again. We're going to put about 5 sticks in here. You don't have to put 5, but I like to make sure my cake is not going to go flying in transport. That's 2, pinch, score, 3rd. I'm just going to pop 1 there and 1 there, just to keep it in place. So 1 there, and then we can't use that because that's too small, but you can keep this for something else because they are handy to use for other things. And then our last piece, score, snap and pop in there. Let's put these aside. Okay, so that has made your cake that extra sort of bit firm and safe for travelling. It makes sense to do it because if your brakes go on the car and you slam your foot on the brake, bye bye cake. So now it's time to start with our crumb coat. So I've got my palette knife, and I've got my cream. I'm just going to pop some up on the top, like this. And then we're just going to start spreading from side to side. Bring your cake around to spread over the top there, nice and even. Then we're going to do the same on the sides. So I find it easier to go from the bottom up. You can do whichever one you like there. Just like this, on the sides, from the bottom up. Once you know how to do it, you can pick up the speed and it'll be done a little bit quicker. I'm just showing you how to do this. So once we have cream on all our sides, you be quite generous, so we need a nice thick amount. Put it on, because it saves time. Okay, so that is the sides, I think, mostly covered. All the way around, just give it a little check, like that. And then you want a little bit more up here for these bits on the side. Now this cake is going to be chocolate drip. So the sides will be covered with buttercream and then have a nice chocolate drip. So that's what we're looking for now. Then we just put our palette knife to the side here, slightly angled, and we're just going to smooth back and forth, just gently smooth back and forth while turning our board. Just nice and nice. Don't rush this because it doesn't need rushing. You just take a little bit of time to smooth your sides out. Okay, and then when we've done that, we are then going to get our bench scraper, which is this little guy, and we're going to start putting it on an angle and just gently scraping off the excess, which you can put back into your bowl. Just gently scraping off until we have a smooth, even outer layer. But you don't want too thick because we're going to put another coat of this frosting on top. So smooth down the top. Bringing the bench scraper in towards you, like this. Go back to the sides and then smooth out all the way to the top. Now that is fine to be popped into the freezer for 15 minutes because I have a fast freezer, and then we're going to put our second coat on, or if you want a naked cake or semi-naked cake, it'd be perfectly fine as it is, and you just put on as much frosting as you want. So that is going to pop into the freezer for a little while. So there you go guys, that is how it's done. It's time to taste. Not for me guys, I don't like buttercream. It's too sweet for me. You might like it and that's fine, but I don't like buttercream. I know it would taste because I've sampled it, but it's a no for me. Not even a teaspoonful guys, not even half a teaspoonful.